Hey, it's Doc from Springtail. Today we're going to do the installation of a bed rack for a GM and a GMC pickup truck. There's no drilling required and it's fairly easy. First off, before we do the installation, the rack actually will fit on either side of the vehicle. So what you'll need to determine is which side you want it on. So notice that the back portion is longer than the front portion. And we'll move over to the table, to the assembly table, and I'll show you what we have to do. So we're going to install for the passenger side, which we want this portion being back. Notice there's the longer portion as compared to this side that will go to the back. There's the middle panel, which has the Impact Springtail logo in it, which shows you that side is forward, and we're going to bolt all these together. So that like that. Sorry. So this is what it should look like when the rack's all together. Basically, everything lines up nicely, and like I said, you've got the Springtail logo facing out the way you can read it, and the rack in the direction that you want it to go. Okay, so we're ready to mount the rack in the pickup truck. There are 3 holes along the side here that have little plastic plugs in them, and you can just pop them out either with a flathead screwdriver or a body panel tool. And I've already put in 2 of the mounts. What you want to do is you want to put them in so a little bit loose so you can move them around. You'll be able to tighten them up and adjust them after we get the rack installed. This way it just gives you a little latitude for fitting the rack in. So the way the mount fits is this little block panel goes behind the hole and then pops up, and then you tighten it down against the metal, sandwiching it between the mount and the block behind. There's some holes back here, and so what you want to do is you want to take something skinny. I'm just using an Allen wrench. You could use a little skinny screwdriver or a pick, and you want to run that through there and then to the hole and back, just like that. So you want to install the block into the hole, and you're holding it in place with your Allen wrench. And then just start tightening. Sometimes it's loose enough you can do it by hand. Sometimes you need to start with the wrench. And then you just want to tighten it until it gets to the point where you can just move it around, and you can just leave that little Allen wrench in there right the way it is, so when it's just easier to tighten it up when the time comes. So now we're going to line the rack up with the mounts here. The first one's a little bit difficult to get in, but after that it should be pretty easy. Remember, we left these mounts kind of loose so we could adjust them a little bit if necessary. Usually it doesn't take too much adjustment. And it gets easier as you get more and more of the bolts put in. So I do have a little confession to make. I forgot to put the washers on, so I had to go back and redo some of this stuff. So at this point, what you want to do, once you get all the bolts in, you just want to get them down to just lightly tightened, you know, so you can still move the rack around a little bit. And then we're going to adjust and firm up the main mounts here. So I think we're where we need to be. And actually it's pretty close on. What you want to do is just lift it off the wheel well a little bit. Get a good tightening on that. And then kind of hit a few other ones here. Once you have a few of them tightened up, you'll be pretty good. Or you can do the main mounts. This side drop just a little bit. So there we go. Maybe one more. And now what I did was I left the Allen wrenches in place, so I don't have to pull them out to tighten this up. You do want to have them out just a little bit, otherwise they'll get cockeyed in there. And you just tighten that up. You can pull your Allen wrench out. A little bit there. So here's a closer shot of me tightening up the main mount. You can pull that pin out, and you know you can take these if you ever want to pull these out. It's also very easy to do. So. There we go. And the rack is in place and it's finished. Thank you for purchasing Springtail products. Have a good one.